Good afternoon. Welcome to the May 27th Milledgeville Rotary meeting. Please don't forget to silence your cell phones as our Rotarian, Jim Fain.
I've heard a lot of buzz about the Friends reunion. I'm auditioning for the Gun Club reunion. Like Let's start with a word of prayer. Lord, thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us, this fellowship time, and this food to nourish our body. Be with those that are not as fortunate and those that are sick or healed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And 4-1-10. Number 1 is the truth. Number 2, bear all concern. Number 3, number 4, all concern. Big number 5.
Thank you, Jim. As you're sitting down, don't forget the blue buckets for Alzheimer's research. We had $18 last week. Do we have a couple people to do a $10 match? Okay, Jim. And I'll do the other one, Derek. Thank you. Yeah, $10. Do we have visitors? Okay. Prayer requests. Any prayer requests? This is going quickly. Any announcements? All right. Nelson, Sergeant at Arms.
Mayor's going to draw the winning ticket tonight. Thank you, Mayor. And the number is 227-5742. I say again,
4-2.
All right. You got somebody. Out. Come on over. Let me go, sir.
Bill will fix the draw.
Bill got it. Oh, it's legit.
It's got a 1 out of 32 chance here.
What is it supposed to be?
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Diamonds.
Oh, close. Thank you, Nelson. All right. So speaker while I get the PowerPoint.
So today I'd like to introduce Pam Peacock. She's with Pawz of Georgia. Thank you so very much for having me today.
If you stand here, you can see what you're doing.
Okay, I want to say a little bit about me. Most people around town know me as the dog lady. I got involved with animal welfare in Baldwin County several years back. I fostered a puppy for the Baldwin County shelter, and that's where I actually got my start. It was for a weekend over Thanksgiving, and just the one little weekend, knowing that I had a part in saving that pet's life, it led me to do more fostering, and through fostering for our county shelter, I saw things that I knew we needed to address in the county, and I kept saying, God, send somebody, because there's just a lot that needs to be done. Little did I know that he was telling me it was me. anyhow, so I volunteered at the Baldwin County Shelter, fostering and actually in the shelter as a volunteer. And I also fostered Poor Pixel Fund out of Macon, Georgia. They pulled from the Baldwin Shelter, and it's all about connections, and that's how I ended up fostering for them. I personally have 3 rescue dogs myself. Most of you who know me, you see my dog's pictures. You never see me, but you see my dog's pictures. They love riding on the boat. They're all big dogs. 2 were rescued here from Baldwin County Shelter and 1 from the Macon Viv Shelter. So I started thinking about how could I help in Baldwin County. And at the time, we were in the little blue shelter, most of you know, on London Drive. And it was very, very old. And I knew that Baldwin County could do better. So personally, I started going to the commissioners meetings and got involved that way as a citizen, not really as the organization. But we nudged the commissioners to get a better facility. The one was small. You really couldn't clean it well. So when we started, our name was Pawz for Change Baldwin. Some of you may know us as that. So once the county got the newer shelter, we always knew the 5-member board, we're a small board. We all have jobs and do other things, but this is our passion. And so we knew that there were a lot of things that we needed to do in Baldwin County, but we knew that we had to take a proactive approach so that these pets wouldn't end up in the shelter to begin with. So I got busy and started working, trying to find a low-cost SpayNeuter program to bring to Baldwin County. And so that's a lot of what we do, but we are registered 501c3 nonprofit. We're an advocacy group, and like I said, we're all volunteers. Our mission is to reduce the number of animals that end up in the shelters and to reduce the number of strays that end up on our streets. Because unfortunately, you could build a shelter as big as this whole building and you could fill it up very quickly. So our group is not a shelter. We are an advocacy group. And we know that over time, we're going to reduce and help with the problem of overcrowded shelters in our area through our SpayNeuter program. Our current projects since COVID has been the low-cost SpayNeuter program, and we partner with SAFE, Saving Animals from Euthanasia, out of Macon, Georgia. They're a mobile unit, and they come to the parking lot at PetSmart, and PetSmart hosts us there. We are also involved with trap, neuter, return of feral cats in our community. These are cats that are they're in different places around the community, and we may have people who have them in their neighborhoods and are willing to do the trapping of these cats. And so we get them trapped, we neuter them, give them a rabies vaccine, and return them to their environment. We have also been involved with community assistance programs such as pet food banks and the rabies vaccine and microchip program that we have. The biggest part of our program is the SpayNeuter, and it offers low-cost SpayNeuter along with other services, and it's done at a very reduced rate compared to what they would pay at a local veterinarian. to have their pet spayed or neutered. Pawz for Georgia, through grants and donations, we pay a portion of every surgery on that clinic. Every clinic that comes, we pay, currently right now, it's $20 of each surgery. So through donations and sponsorships of these clinics, we're paying that extra as an incentive for people who cannot afford it otherwise, to have their pets spayed or neutered. And for a lot of people, $20 makes a huge difference. As I said, PetSmart Milledgeville is our host, and they allow us to park our mobile clinic there, and the clinics are one-day clinics. Typically, we're set up for every month, but some months we get 2 clinics depending on safe schedule. So this is a look at one of our last clinics and what it looks like. On an average day, 22 to 26 pets are spayed or neutered in one day. They drop them off in the morning at 8 o'clock and they come back around 4 in the afternoon and pick them up. I want to say one big thing about this partnership. We work very closely with SAFE, and we had a first this month at our first May clinic. We had 2 this month. They were back-to-back days, and I was sitting at work and my phone started going off, and it was the unit, and they were letting me know that not one animal that was presented that day was up to date on its rabies vaccine. Was not up to date on its rabies vaccine. That was a first for us. And while last year we did a small program where we offered a $10 rabies vaccine to the public. We partner with Animal Hospital of Milledgeville. They're our partner. We pay half of the cost of the rabies vaccine, and then we collect the $10 from the person for the other half. The way that makes a difference is because typically when you take a pet to a local veterinarian, you pay an office visit plus the rabies vaccine cost. So Animal Hospital is really just waiving that office visit for us. We're paying half of it and making it affordable for people to get their pets a rabies vaccine. If they are being spayed or neutered on the Safe Clinic bus, it is mandatory. If they are not up to date on a rabies vaccine, they have to get that. So not only does this clinic help with SpayNeuter, it's helping get pets vaccinated for rabies too as well. These are our program results. In 2020, through our partnership with SAFE, 405 cats and dogs were spayed and neutered. January through May of this year, we've done 189. And when you look at the numbers, when you think about how many litters a cat or dog can have over its lifespan, say if they have, a dog has a litter of anywhere from 8 to 12. You can see, then you multiply that times 7. So, and then their offspring, if they're not spayed or neutered, you know, it's huge. So, we feel like we're really making a difference in Baldwin County and surrounding counties. When we changed our name from Pawz for Change Baldwin, we changed it to Pawz for Georgia because we realized that we were also pulling citizens from the counties around us. Some don't even have animal control or a shelter in those counties. And so we felt like we needed to open it up, and so that people knew in surrounding counties that they could use this program. So it's open to Baldwin and surrounding counties. The trap, neuter, return, as I said, that's the humane approach to address community cat populations. It saves and improves the lives of the cats. Uh-oh, that's covered up. How do I get that off? So it improves the lives of the cats and stops the breeding cycle. So again, when that that cat comes in, it'll come in a trap. Someone has trapped it. That cat will also be vaccinated for rabies. So there again, when we put them back out into their area where they came from, they have been vaccinated for rabies, they have been neutered, and their ear has been tipped. One ear is tipped so that people know that that pet has been spayed or neutered.
It's locked up.
Okay, well, while he's working on that, does anybody have any questions so far for me?
You say they do the ear, I mean, like, how much, I mean, you say.
It's just a small tip off of the ear, off of one ear. So it's maybe about
Just straight across.
just straight across.
So it's not like you can tell if one had been in a fight or whatever, it's just.
Well, it's at the very tip, so that it's a straight line across. So. Okay, so as we could not do anything without the support of our community. We have been very blessed that people are interested in helping us help others. I've had so many folks say, oh, well, you just help animals, but we don't. We are helping people, and I've had numerous people, I've had people crying on my shoulder saying, I've always wanted to spay or neuter my pet, but I've never been able to afford it. So we're actually helping citizens in our community, and they're very grateful, and our supporters are very generous to us. And like I say, we couldn't do it without them. We couldn't offer this discount. And so let me just say that, say for instance, on cats, we can neuter a male cat for somebody for $40. So it makes it truly affordable. A female cat for $50. So ways that we have that the community can help us, we have Facebook fundraisers. We're on Facebook, and quite often we keep up to date there, and it flows over to our webpage. Monthly giving, we have people who give monthly, and then we also have volunteers who help us at community events and at our SpayNeuter events. The sponsorships of Safe Clinics, we have several businesses who have sponsored the entire clinic for us. So those are ways that if you'd like to help, you can help us. Again, you can find us on Facebook, or that's our website, and that's our phone number. Any other questions for me?
have you guys announced the schedule that you're gonna be in the PetSmart parking lot?
Okay, so it's done typically on Facebook, and like I say, that flows over to our website. And then we also, word of mouth too. We've been doing this since October of 2019. So we're getting a lot of word of mouth, but we are reaching a lot of people through Facebook and our website.
When is the next one?
June 23rd. And the months that we have too is Safe takes 4 weeks of leave time off, and so the months that they take a week of leave, that puts us out of the second clinic. So typically we have 2 clinics a month.
Do they have to register in advance?
Yes, appointments are required and deposits are required.
How much is it for dogs?
The dogs, it's different. It runs anywhere from $60 up to $135, I believe, depending on the weight.
The practice of returning the neutered animals back to the environment where they came from. Does that mean the trapping is of pets that do not have a home?
Right, that's typically we only do trap neuter return for the cats, and those are typically cats that are in the community. They're ferals. They're, they have to.
They're returning to the community. Does that create problems in the communities to which they return?
I mean, they're there to begin with. And so typically people are feeding them or caring for them. They just don't want them to keep reproducing. A lot of people feed feral colonies is what we call them. And they work to get the whole colony spayed or neutered. And then they're just feeding the outdoor cats.
We've had an incident in my neighborhood where a nice lady was feeding all the cats that came, and we became a drop-off area. She was feeding them outside. The cats were not always emptying the feeding containers. The buzzards started coming, and it became a real major issue for the county to get rid of the buzzards. So there are some issues with that returning to the same environment. If there are enough cats there to trap them, they probably ought to be dealt with by not sending them back to the same neighborhood if it can be avoided.
Right, the alternative is euthanasia at that point.
Right. But feeding them outside has other consequences in the neighborhood.
Any other questions?
My wife won't let me work at the shelter for foster dogs because she knows I will bring them all home. Would you be willing to talk to her?
So many people would say to me, I don't know how you foster and let them go. And so I was typically a long-term foster. So most of mine were 4 to 8 months that I would have them. And yes, it's hard. I cried when they left me, but at the same time, I knew that there was another one waiting who needed me just as much. And so I just, a lot of people do foster fail. I have foster failed with one of mine currently. I kept him for a year. He was special needs, he's deaf. And the rescue was going to send him to Maine. And my husband said to me, oh no, he's not going to Maine, because if he gets up there and something happens and his adoption falls through, you're going to go to Maine, and I don't have time for you to go to Maine. So he's staying.
So that's another.
but I will be glad. I would be glad. it's so rewarding to foster. And while I'm not currently doing it right now, it's just, I have so many other things that we're working on. But that's truly my calling, and I really would love to help senior dogs and have a rescue of my own.
All right, thank you. And we give our speakers. Any other announcements?